and gentlemen, a welcome from myself, your host for this evening. Now my guests come from far and wide ends of this wondrous world, chosen by the ungodly hands of fate. Now make what you will of fate. Fate will make what it wants of you nonetheless. It brought you here, did it not? Now, thank you very much. Now tonight I'll not ask you to sit back nor relax. On the contrary, take these next messages carefully, for behind every facade lies a mystery. Welcome to the Vampire Club. Our first guest has flown in from Europe just for the occasion. Please welcome Sven Langley. Thank you for making the trip here, Sven.
Could we get the lights down a little lower than you?
Yes, of course, in a second. What do you do for a living?
Could we get the lights down now, please?
Yeah.
Thank you. I've done a skydiving business amongst the mountains in Romania. I've always been a thrill seeker, as you know. We only do night tours. They've been a real hit recently.
It must be quite isolated out there. When was the last time you came back to real civilization?
Oh, it's certainly been a while now. But when I got the letter, it was necessary.
Would you care for a drink?
Oh, yes, please.
Tell me, how are you finding life back amongst people?
No, really, I don't mind it. The flight was pleasant. The food is adequate. Generally, I'm happy to be here.
I think we all really appreciate you being here.
I do wish I'd come back sooner.
Well, you're here now. How are you finding it?
Oh, funerals are exactly my scene.
So you've been to a few?
I've worn many hats over the years, and I've met many people. And people, they come and go.
Of course.
I don't think this one will be as fun as the others. In all my years, I've never met anyone like Alvin.
Please welcome Theron Garravito. No, let go of my, let go of. So Theron,
Yeah?
Theron, what are your hobbies?
Well, on weekends, I enjoy long walks in the woods. And on Saturdays or Sundays, I go hunting with my friends, my flying friends, and sometimes we even go with the local choir. But apart from this weekend though, because I got one of those I got something up. Also, I'm a really big fan of ignoring people.
Yes, I noticed that.
I'm always doing my own thing. Yeah.
Well, what brings you to this neck of the woods today?
I've got one of those death parties.
A funeral?
That's what I said.
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't really know the guy that well, but yeah.
Yeah, you really didn't. What's wrong?
I'm just not really used to sitting on my backside for this long.
Oh, you're more of a standing desk kind of guy.
Yeah. I'm just not really I'm not really in this form for too long.
Oh, we can do a standing interview if you'd like.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Please welcome our next guest, Ilaria Strakova. So, Ilaria, at 143 years old, you're our oldest guest for this evening. Tell us, how do you stay looking so young?
Never take your eye off of people going to battle. That is how they get you. Can I get one of those?
Yes, can we get a coffee in here? So I understand you recently went to purchase a new refrigerator. Would you care to tell us about that?
My refrigerator broke the other day. It's a strange thing I'd had it for 32 years and out of nowhere, gone. It's a difficult choice because I can never know how long I'll need a new refrigerator for. What if I don't live for another 32 years? My family does very well for itself. If my brother or sister doesn't have refrigerator already, they don't need one. Maybe it's not worth buying one after all. But I love my eggs and my milk. I can't live without my eggs and my milk. So I can't live without my refrigerator. So I tell myself, Ilaria, you're going to buy a new refrigerator. You must. So I wake up Wednesday morning, I go into town. It's a crazy thing, there are so many refrigerators in town now. None like my own. I ask the man, I say, can you get me one just like this? And he just laughed.
Ilaria, are you afraid to buy a new refrigerator?
No, I shouldn't be.
It's a part of life.
I loved him. I still do.
He knows. Please welcome our next guest, Dr. Hastie Lanyon. Hello, Doc. Can I call you Doc? It says here that you have a PhD in the scent of strawberries, as well as 2 Grand Prix titles. Tell me, how does one gain such a successful, albeit two-sided career?
Well, I think it comes from great role models. In my early years, I followed a man called Alvin Stevens. He believed in me more than anyone else did. Brought out the good in me.
Wow.
He always called me Laney. I'll never forget that. Do feel as if my lessons with him weren't quite over.
You didn't reconnect?
Only in death, I'm afraid. You see, his lifestyle changed after we parted and he was in an accident which took his life. Recently. It was a low point for me. The evil, the bad we'd tried so hard to put to bed, it came back. Sorry, what was the question?
You were speaking of a mentor of yours, Alvin.
Oh, yeah, Alvin Stevens.
Would you like to continue?
Oh, well, he was a bit of a problem, really. He tried, well, to put it nicely, he tried to kill me because I saw that his values and the way that he lived was pathetic.
Are you okay?
I'm fine. And he tried to convince me that my life was a negative force. He pushed me down, damn near killed me, but he didn't. He's gone, and I am finally back.
Speaking ill of
Oh,
the
shut up! All I wanted was for him to treat me like a person, not a virus. He was narcissistic and arrogant and...
Can I get you a water or something?
Sorry, what was the question?
You were speaking of an old mentor of yours, Alvin?
Oh, yes. Alvin Stevens. Apologies.
So you actually didn't like this, Alvin?
Oh, no. I loved him. He was a great man. I wish we hadn't parted in the way that we did. His death will no doubt leave a gap.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
It took Alvin no time at all to bring my good side to life. I wrote my first paper and then my PhD because of him. To me, it seemed there was no limit to what he could do. I just wish he could have given me one more piece of advice.
Our heroes, the ones who matter to us, they teach us what they can. The rest is for us to figure out on our own. Maybe there really wasn't any more he could teach you.
Guess there's two sides to any coin.
You're telling me, Laney.
What did you just call me, you filthy little dog?
Please welcome, Erik. Erik is...
Good evening.
Erik, by the looks of it, you're a gardener, is that right?
Yes, indeed, I'm a florist.
Is it a good time of year to be a florist?
Well, any time is really. I don't get to choose exactly. It's the seasons.
Oh, right. Erik, what is it you like to do in your spare time?
Well, I like to sit.
That's okay. Thank you for the demonstration.
Welcome.
Erik, you were the only one who wasn't invited to the show today, but yet asked to be here. Is that correct? And why is that?
I was busy.
Yes. What brings you here?
I was in the neighborhood.
Erik, how did you get to the studio today?
No, that's really not an interesting story.
Please.
You truly wish to know? Well, like I said, I was busy. My alarm didn't go off, but there was an ambulance outside that woke me. I was on my way somewhere else. I had to attend to someone else, another delivery. But of course, I ended up daydreaming and missed my turn.
What was your daydream about?
I've noticed the days are getting longer. The grass is growing greener. The wildflowers are starting to bloom again. I saw last week hundreds upon hundreds of yellow daisies in a field near my home. They all have this unique shape to them. And they're all golden.
Beautiful.
Yes, much like humans, they are, well, despicable from a distance. But upon closer inspection, their beauty shines through.
Why have you chosen me? My show, me.
My friends tell me the air is getting warmer. I don't feel it. I pick these daisies. It takes up every spare moment of my time. I always drive past this building, and I spot this little daisy poking out of the cracks in the pavement. I always leave it. I think there's no way it'll be there the next day, but somehow it always is. Until today, of course, I finally stopped my car and plucked it out. It wouldn't come out at first. Something in the roots.
Why wouldn't you leave it?
Well, I thought it was all alone. I managed to get it out eventually, though. Little did I know, its roots were connected to a garden patch next to the pavement. One flower held hundreds of plants in its roots.
Was it worth it?
It never is. Flowers, my friend, are a false and fading beauty. That is what brought me here. It always fascinated me how such a flower could end up thriving in such a dark filthy mess of concrete. Little Alvin proved very resilient.
Alvin? I'm sure Billy appreciates the sentiment.
I know you don't think it's fair. That's because it isn't. You'll be happy to know that the flower patch that this flower connected to, it survived, of course, and the ambulance was there. I mean, it was there after I left. Oh, cheer up. You're almost done here. You've done very well.
You said the ambulance was there? Please welcome Joe Stevens. Thank you for making the time to be here, Joe.
It's my pleasure.
Well, thank you anyway. So tell me, how are you this evening?
Sorry, what are you doing? What is this?
Please, let's continue. You're a paramedic, is that right?
Yeah. I've been an emergency responder for, best part of the last 4 years?
Would you say that's difficult work?
Sometimes it can be, yeah.
Long hours?
Not so bad.
What about the training?
The courses, they fly past you. You know, 2 years later and you're being told that you're ready.
And are you?
They make you think you're some kind of superhero. Like you're gonna save everybody. It's...
Surely you know that's too much of a burden for one person, right? Must make things difficult when things don't work out.
Yeah, can I move us along, please?
Sometimes you're the last person these people see,
Sometimes, yeah.
and sometimes you don't make it to the scene at all.
Yeah.
You do your best.
I don't know. I'm sorry.
It's an apology if I brought one back.
What do you want me to say?
I want you to let me go.
I can't. I don't want to lose you.
It's not your decision to make.
There has to be another way.
I never asked you to save me, Joe. You can't save everyone.
They said I could have made it.
I don't blame you, Joe.
They said there was breathing a minute before I got there.
I'm the one who got behind the wheel that day, Joe. Do you understand me?
But
I'm the one who poured myself that drink, picked up the keys, and not the phone, Joe.
I was supposed to be the one looking out for you, Alvin.
You looked out for me my whole life.
I could have kept going. I don't care.
I know. But I want you to have your life back.
No, I don't know if I can.
I want you to let me go because everyone else already has.
I can't lose you.
And you won't.
You were always a gift, Alvin.
You're the only one who ever really saw me.
What, so this is it, huh?
Not what you're expecting?
How many more do you have to see?
Just one more.
Long hours?
We got a big holiday coming up. welcome to the show.
Thanks.
I've spoken today to everyone who we've known and a few others.
What did they say?
Mixed bag, really. Everyone seems to be getting on better.
What?
Oh, I should explain. Erik got on everyone who needed to say goodbye or was struggling to. Brought them on to talk to me so I could get some sort of closure. So we could both go to a better place.
That's cute.
That's why you're here too.
Oh boy.
I felt you feel guilty.
Oh, don't psychoanalyze me here.
Don't make this more difficult than it has to be. You know there's nothing else we can do.
You're wrong.
That's just it. If I'm wrong, you're wrong.
Then I guess we're both wrong. Why?
What?
Why do we feel guilty?
Well, from what I've gathered here today, and I really haven't gathered all that much, it seems our funeral preparations have gone much less about us than I might have thought. We wish that we were better.
So? That's the human condition, is it not?
Seems we're a special case.
Always. So how do I do this, huh? Do I beg, do I pray? Please God forgive me, for I have not been exceptional at every turn. How do I forgive myself?
Say that.
I forgive myself.
Everyone else already has. Say it and believe it.
Do you have a little card for that?
No, that part is up to us.
Well, I guess it's about time we did something for ourselves.
My thoughts exactly.
So, who's doing the eulogy?
I really don't know. Maybe Joe?
Joe was here?
Of course.
What did she say?
She had a lot to get off her chest.
Can see that coming.
Seems you can't be the hero your whole life. We've got a bit more time. Do you want to get some coffee?
Yeah, sure.